Season 38, War number 3, and we are up against Swedeah's alliance. This time my team will be Tigra, Kitty and Omega Sentinel. This is gonna be a quick war. I only have 9 fights. I'm taking Path 5 in Section 1 as well as the Scorpion, Path 5 in Section 2 as well as both of those shared fights, and then the Terrax and Nick Fury mini-bosses on the right side. First up we have this Misty Knight on the Ebb and Flow knockdown and right back added nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde. The game plan is to just get to my special 2 with as much prowess as possible, knock her down to remove the protection, and then just nuke her down with a single special 2. The health pools in Section 1 are pretty low, and Misty isn't that tanky to begin with, so a single special 2 is more than enough to take her down. Or at least should be. To remove the protection I need to knock her down, and for that I decided to bait a heavy attack and punish it with my own. I didn't go for a parry heavy because Misty can shrug off debuffs, and I didn't trust that the parry would actually stick. The biggest problem with this fight would be her evade, but it didn't come into play at all this time, so she went down smooth. And then we have an Overseer on the Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde as well. The game plan here is essentially the exact same as it was against that Misty. I'm gonna get to my special 2, remove the protection, and nuke him down with that. Now, the biggest issue with Overseer normally would be that auto block he gets with his specials, but, well, I have the Tigra synergy with Kitty, so she is unblockable when she has over 10 prowess, so that is an easy way to get past the auto block. Even without that, Kitty Pryde is stun immune while facing, so you can just trigger the auto block while you're facing, you won't get stunned, and he loses that charge that he needs to be able to auto block. So Kitty Pryde is just all around a great option against him. Next up we have a Scorpion on the Ebb and Flow knockdown and right back added nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde as well. The game plan here is the exact same as it was for the previous 2 fights. I'm gonna get to my special 2 and just nuke him down. The biggest issue with Scorpion usually would be that evade he has with the counter attack, but with Kitty Pryde's phasing, if he does trigger the evade, the counter attack just misses into your face and he can't follow up with a combo like he usually does. You still get the sting debuff, but that won't really do anything. The damage over time is close to nothing, and any sting damage you take when you use special will usually happen while you're phasing, so you don't take any damage from it that way either. And yeah, with his low health pool that is a very quick and easy fight for Kitty. Then we have a Man-Thing on the Power Snack and 1 too many hits nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Omega Sentinel. I used an invulnerability boost here just in case, because, well, Man-Thing can't nullify those buffs that he gives you with his specials, but once they do expire, they do feed Mystic Explosion. So I probably wouldn't die from a special 3 from him, but I just wanted to be sure that nothing bad would happen. The game plan here is to just build up my non-damaging debuffs, get to my special 2, and then use that while I don't have a power sting debuff on me. Then, with those incinerate and heal blocks, I'm just gonna keep them paused for the rest of the fight, and he's gonna drop down pretty quickly. I'm gonna be pausing the debuffs with my heavy attacks instead of the usual light ending combo, because I want to limit the amount of power he gets from me hitting him. I don't need to do any basic attacks. To finish the fight, I can let the Incinerate do that, so as long as I can just land a heavy here and there to keep the debuffs paused, he will go down, without even getting close to his special 3. Looking back now, that was a waste of an invulnerability boost, but it is what it is. Better to be safe than sorry. Next up we have a Modok on the Ebb and Flow intercept node, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde. And the idea here is to just use Kitty Pryde's unblockable and just bypass the auto block completely. Once I get to 10 prowess, Modok doesn't really do anything. The biggest or most annoying thing about this fight would be that special one, because it reverses your healing. I don't wanna face it because it consumes prowess, so the time I spend dexing it will cause Modok to reverse my willpower healing, and I will take some damage every single time. But yeah, the fight is down in 30 seconds, so there's nothing to worry about. It'll cost a potion, but that is much cheaper than having to redo my masteries for it. Next up we have an Apocalypse on the Ebb and Flow Intercept and Mighty Charge nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Omega Sentinel, starting with the heal block debuff mode active. Neither this one or the next fight are really ideal matchups for Omega Sentinel, because they both can shrug off debuffs, so I can't just inflict a bunch of Incinerates or Plasmas and then let them do the work. They will just get shrugged off by a single dash in from the opponent. So the game plan here is to just get to 10 armor ups to reduce any block damage I might take, and then all I need to do to take him down is to just land basic attacks for the whole fight. I'm gonna be baiting his special 2s for the most part, because that is much easier to fully dex, at least in my opinion. And that is basically all there is to it. I am gonna be going for some intercepts here and there to remove the protection, because that just speeds up the fight a bit, and there really isn't any risk in doing so. With the 10 armor ups I do have the auto block as a safety net if I do miss an intercept or otherwise get hit. So there really isn't a reason to not do it. I didn't use any specials there because that would just be unnecessary damage from recoil, so basic attacks it is. Now he's low enough with the protection down, so of course I'm going for my special 3, just to make sure I don't accidentally eat a special at the very end and have to use some extra potions here. And that finishes the fight. It only took a minute and 10 seconds, and that was a pretty beefy APOC. Just goes to show how hard Omega Sentinel can hit. Next up we have a Toad on the Ebb and Flow Intercept and Mighty Charge nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Omega Sentinel, starting with the heal block debuff mode active. And I gotta say, I was worried about this fight. Toad's regeneration is not a joke, and with the Mighty Charge node I can't really keep the heal blocks up for the whole fight. So my game plan is to just get him cornered, get a heal block debuff up, and then just not let him dash at me to trigger Mighty Charge. To do that I just need to keep waiting his special ones in the corner and just hope that he decides to throw it instead of doing something else like dashing around like he does here. I am gonna be going for my special 2s here for damage, but since I can't stack up those non-damaging debuffs all that well, I'm not even going to try. Omega Sentinel's Awakened ability makes her special to inflict an extra plasma debuff for each prowess effect on the opponent, capping out at 5. And that means that even without any of the non-damaging debuffs, like here, the special 2 will inflict 6 plasma debuffs as long as Toad has 5 or more prowesses. That is still a lot of damage even with the protection up, and as long as he doesn't get to dash in like he just did there, I will be able to take this fight down. Timing out is the biggest risk in this fight. The armor ups are a good safety net for the auto block, in case he ever clips me with a special or something worse. And all those poison debuffs are just gonna be triggering Omega Sentinel's regeneration, so Toad is not gonna get Omega Sentinel below like 80% HP, no matter how hard he tries. Although I wouldn't suggest eating a special 3 with all those prowesses up on him. Next up we have a Terrax on the Safeguard miniboss node, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde. And well, this Terrax is the exact same as he is on any other node, at least with Kitty Pryde. I'm only gonna be doing medium light combos while the rock field is up, because while it's up, Terrax's AI becomes extremely aggressive, meaning he will go for your intercepts at least most of the time. He can still try to light intercept you in the middle of your dash-in, but with Pryde's phasing that is not an issue. At worst he's just gonna miss into your face and you're gonna be doing some extra damage from that. These fights always take long with Kitty, but she is by far the safest option for Terrax on basically any node. She doesn't even need any synergies to take this, because the AI is so aggressive while the rock field is up, the unblockable doesn't really come into play. Only when the rock field ends will Terrax ever try to hold his block, so whenever the rock field ends you might just need to switch and do longer combos if you don't have the synergy active, but other than that, this is all you need to do. And that is the whole fight done. It really doesn't get any easier than that. Next up is the last fight of this war, a Nick Fury on the Stunning Reflection miniboss node, and I'm taking this fight with Kitty Pryde. Nick Fury is always a very safe fight with Kitty Pryde, unless of course you do something like this. I missed a light intercept, no idea why I even went for it, but I missed it and got comboed. Luckily Nick Fury didn't go for a full combo, or I could have been dead right then and there. Now, I know exactly how to fight Nick Fury with Kitty, but at this point I'm freaking out. I really don't wanna lose my deathless streak to a Nick Fury, at least. Well, I don't wanna lose it anyways, but it would be horrible to lose it against a Nick Fury with Kitty, and I would never hear the end of it. I do pull myself together here and I have my prowesses all built up, so now I'm back in control of the fight. As long as I don't get hit while I'm not phasing and I don't get cornered by Nick Fury spamming special ones all day, I should be good. Normally when I'm fighting Nick Fury I'm not gonna be using specials anyways, so him being on the Polka Dot power node doesn't make a difference. And the Stunning Reflection node, well, I don't really need to get my openings with a parry stun, considering I'm fully unblockable while phasing, so that is not an issue either. It just makes this fight a very basic Nick Fury fight for Kitty, and yet I still somehow messed it up. I gotta stop going for those light intercepts when I don't need to. Either that or I need to get good. One of the two. Nick Fury is now in his second life and the fight is nearing its end. I haven't made any big mistakes after the blunder at the very start, so it is looking like a solo. All I need to do is to just keep doing what I have been doing, and slowly but surely Nick will go down. At the very end, Nick Fury tries one last time to take me down by using his special one with no tactical charges. Had I tried to eat that into my face, I more than likely would have been caught by the tail end of it, and if it crit, I very well could have dropped dead right then and there. Luckily I caught it and I didn't do that, but hey, good effort by him. A very bad start, but I turned it around. Another deathless war. We did end up winning the war 8-6. A pretty close one, and definitely not one of our best. GG's to Swedeah and the rest.